you a happy Saturday morning. Let's see, it's scrolling around. I don't know whether it started or not started. So I will just, oh, now I'm live apparently. 2 seconds in. Good morning on this Saturday. Beautiful, beautiful freaking day here today. And look at this I put on. Just jewelry. I'll put a link in. Isn't that lovely? It's got this funny little, I had to go back and years later and go, how do you put this on again? Because I could never remember. So I did get it right. And we did a little video so I could. So Linda from Go for the Joy, it's Saturday, June 7th. And I just thought I'd check in with everyone because it's been a crazy couple of days. I was a little bit off with my timing when I said crazy week. I was just off with my timing. It's been crazy. But you know, I was lying in bed and I was thinking about the players. Now, if you follow the news of President Trump and Elon Musk, who are having a tiff, whether it's an actual tiff or one that's been a performance tiff, who knows? Who knows? I think it's a bit of both, actually. But what I realized this morning when I was musing upon it was that Trump needed Elon at one point. He needed Elon's money to get the election. He maybe needed more from Elon to get the election. Whatever, he got the election. Elon became part of his crew as a reward and entered the White House and thought he'd hit gold. Right? He has a lot of contracts for the U.S. government. I hadn't realized that in space. Starlink, I guess, lots of contracts. I hadn't realized how many there were. And that was part of the Doge thing, everything that he was cutting back where agencies were investigating safety and all that kind of stuff with them. Be that as may, here we are. Trump now doesn't need money. Trump has got himself involved with crypto, MEMS, Bitcoin. I don't know all the particulars of it. I do know that he's made himself truly a billionaire now. He doesn't have to pretend anymore. He doesn't have to inflate his wealth. He's got it. And so not only is he the president of the U.S., he's now rich. And that's what he wanted all along. He wanted to be wealthy and he wanted power. And so he's feeling, what I got this morning was magnanimous around Elon, saying, not saying awful things about him at all. But Elon is about him, because what I've always thought about Elon was that Trump was a bit of a father figure, and Elon's feeling betrayed, and he's not a happy camper at all. And so I'm sure he knows a lot, but I also know that I'm not naive, that the present U.S. has a lot of protection around him. He's not the be-all and end-all. There's other monies behind him that want him in, that are kind of calling the cards on this. Yeah. So we're pulling the strings on this. So he's feeling pretty safe and secure right now, because he doesn't really, Trump is got what he wanted, and he feels like he's invincible at this point, and he may well be for a short period of time. I have no idea. For entertainment purposes only. This is just my take on it. Musk, on the other hand, his wealth is tied up with the U.S. government, with people to buy his cars, and that brand has been sadly, decimated in the States and across Europe. In the States, they're burning him and scratching him and I see it on social media, and I'm going, well, it's not happening in Canada. So I guess we're a little bit more polite, or we just, it's not affecting us in the same way that it's affecting Americans. Of course it isn't. So, as we're June is just this month of change for you, for me. So, change is going to happen. Change, our bodies are changing constantly. The cells are, nothing static. Energy is not static. Nothing is static. Our bodies aren't static. The furniture isn't static. Politics aren't static. Everything is changing all the time. And what can we do to, when we're faced with challenges, is we just have to realize that change happens. And how are we going to handle that change? Are we going to rail against it? Are we going to retreat and be a little crybaby about it? Are we going to put our big boy pants on, big girl panties on, and go, okay, what next? How can it get better than this? Which is something I said to a woman. Our neighbor, a couple doors down, got plantar fasciitis. He's 80 odd, very active man. And so I went to show him my little trick for plantar fasciitis, and that I use this homeopathic cream called Trauma Care, which has got arnica in it. So I went and got him some and gifted it to him. And in the drugstore, I said to the woman, oh, the price of these really went up. And that's okay, because it's magic elixir for me. I use it on my knees. I use it on my back. It's I don't use it daily, so it's okay. I don't mind paying the price. She said to me, I don't know, how much worse can it get? I said, wrong question. How much better can it get? That's the question. She stopped and went, huh, I like that. So before I left, I said, just remember, how does it get better than this? So how does it get better? Because if you don't think it can get better, then it won't. So you just have to understand that you have to create the space for your life to get better. You have to create the space to allow for changes to unfold in your life and out there. We're all interconnected. It's not as if you're singular in this. We're collectively creating this whole scenario, and we all have our part in it. Big, small. Ours, I imagine, is pretty darn small compared to Trump's part in it, and compared to Putin's part in it, and Zelensky's part in it, and all the world leaders right now that are Netanyahu. They got big roles in this co-creation on this planet right at this moment in time. So, and then we have smaller parts to play or bigger parts. Depends what your role is. Depends what your role is. So I heard, don't live your role, live from your soul. Well, that was a card the other day, wasn't it? And that's what I just heard from them. Don't live your role. And so many leaders live the role with, remember Obama said about Trump, he has no ideology, and that was concerning for him, because he's not a man that, doesn't seem to be a man that reflects in the ways that you might expect in the position that he holds. It's mainly what's in it for me. That's the only reflection he seems to have. I could be totally off base. I'm sure in other areas he reflects a bit more. I don't know. I don't know for 100% sure. Just a feeling I have. For entertainment purposes only. Because he's just struggling along like you and me. And so he's playing out his part, right? That's a lot of gumption there. That's a lot of gumption. And so if you can look at it like that, it's a movie, it's a story, it's a movie, it's a book. How is it going to end? How does it get better? Oh, what are they going to write next? How are they going to resolve this? And be like a child, curious about the whole thing. So take that into your life. Be like a child. Be curious. How does it get better than this? Right? How does it get better? How does it get better? Remember that. How does it get better? Every single time. And when you have a thought in your head, I've been using this a lot recently. When you have a thought in your head, that's not about something that could happen to you. That oh, what if maybe my car's going to break down, maybe the other shoe's going to drop. The things. I say to myself, that is a story that doesn't have to happen. That is a story that doesn't have to happen. I'm just telling myself, that's a story that doesn't have to happen. Whew. Go. No, don't put any thought or attention on that at all, because if you do, then you're amplifying an intention. So that's from an old African story I read. I don't know what book, maybe Deepak Chopra, one of Deepak Chopra's books, where a child is asked to fetch water in an African village, and he goes, well, what if there's a lion there? What do I do? And his very wise grandmother, of course, says, that is a story that doesn't have to happen. And I like that. That really stuck with me. That is a story that doesn't have to happen. Tell that to yourself. Tell that to your children when you're worrying over all sorts of stuff. That is a story that doesn't have to happen. It might, but it doesn't have to. Okay? Okay. And they like the fact that I've given you all this information. I'm like, yay, well, I guess I'm doing my part. So, I've come back to my original deck. During Virtue, Healing with the Angels, because I just decided I would, because the other ones I was just frankly tired of the same cards. And I may get the same messages with these cards. That's just how it goes, right? But at least the images and the words will be slightly different. So let's see. I'm going to go the middle of the deck, and I'm going to go 1, 2 in. I'm listening. I used to do this doing readings over the phone. Okay, I'm in the deck. What do you want? The top card, the bottom. From the top of the card, the bottom of the card. You want 3 cards in, 4 cards in. It was really fun to do it with people. Soulmate. What do I make of this? Soulmate. Okay, I'm hearing you are your own soulmate. Right? It's there. It's within you. And when you nurture yourself, there's so many of you out there looking for your soulmate, as if there's one person. There's not one person. So there's billions of people on this planet for a reason. There's not one person. There's lots of people. And I'm hearing they're all our soulmates. Thank you. Let's disregard the image on this. Well, maybe do. We are each other's soulmates, every single one of us, in varying ways, shapes, or forms, because we're all here to play our part in response to each other. We're all here collectively co-creating the reality, right? All of it. Your part may be small in some of it and bigger in others, but your energy is busy collectively creating. So change your energy to change your life, change your energy to collectively shift this in a quicker way. It doesn't have to, nothing's written in stone. Nothing. That was one of the first things I heard from my guide. Nothing is written in stone. Things can change in an instant, in an absolute instant. So when you think things, and that's why many readers, you'll hear them on YouTube, and they're like, we're just reading the energy, because the energy is just going, like they're reading the strongest possible energy that's available to them, because there's all sorts of energies floating around there, and it can change. So anything they're picking up is um, the most prominent energy, not necessarily because that can change because free will's at play here. You know, it could be that who might his soul might say, "Oh, I've had enough of this. I'm kind of bored with this. I feel like I'm going to create too much shite, and so maybe it's time just to exit." I don't know. I don't know what his soul's got planned. I don't know what it's all about. I don't even figure mine out. Get a sense of it. Of course, we all have a sense of our own, and we can guess about others, and sometimes we guess correctly, or get a little dabble in it a little bit. So, everyone is your soulmate out there. How about that? What's that look like when everyone's your soulmate, all playing their part? Cashier's playing the part. Your neighbor's playing their part. Everyone's playing their part in each other's lives and in this collective creation that is planet Earth right now. Cool. Very cool, right? Okay. I'm reaching for the top and then going, yep, the top. Abundance. So the message is there is enough abundance on this planet for everyone. And it's only through the stinginess I'm hearing of old men stuck in old ways that are unable to unleash. I see a tap being turned on, willing to unleash the abundance so that everyone can thrive. Everyone around the planet. We all don't need the same things. We all don't want the same things. So abundance for me can be very different from what abundance to you feels like, or what abundance to someone living in Africa in a small community looks like. It's different for everyone because we're all different. We're all different. We all have our own unique desires and wants. But there's enough abundance of everything on this planet. Enough, energy, enough food, enough water. Water just keeps getting cycled around on this planet. It doesn't go anywhere. It's up in the atmosphere and then it rains down. Like, we ingest it, we pee it out, it goes into a sewage system. How we manage it, now there's the trick, how we manage it and use it, so that it is abundant for everyone. But all that technology is out there, and all it takes is the will of people to empower and push governments into allowing for this technology to be implemented. So we just want the technology that is available to be used on this planet, period. That's a lot to ask, but it takes us pushing against that. So in Canada, we have a prime minister who has a degree in philosophy as well as economics, who has those values, that he would be allowing for that. But he's still he can't do it on his own because the provinces still have their say in it. The provinces can go, no, I'm not interested. The cities can go, no, I'm not interested. So where's the power ultimately lie? You think it's with the government? It's with you. Do you rail or do you write letters? Do you get involved? Or you just complain to your partner or your neighbor? So I see that with people. I go, well, write a letter. Write a letter to everyone you can think of. It's easy to do with email. You can copy and paste. You can find out, well, this involves this particular situation, is overseen by this thing, whatever. You can get petitions signed. You can get other people to write. It doesn't take as many as you would think. You think that it's going to take hundreds of thousands of it's not. All it takes is enough for them to pay attention and go, oh, now this is interesting, because it's percentages, right? They know Not everyone's going to do it, but the more the merrier, guys, the more the merrier. So it's up to us. Abundance. There's loads of it out there. And focus on the abundance in your life because you have it. You get a roof over your head, I'm assuming, if you're watching this. I could be wrong. Chances are you do. Chances are you've got food in your fridge. Chances are you have enough to gift a little bit to someone else. Maybe not a lot, maybe a little bit. Doesn't take much sometimes. Okay. So acknowledge your abundance. That creates more abundance. And. I just heard I'm creating abundance as I pull this out, that was been hidden away in my jewelry box and not been worn. I'm creating abundance because wearing this, when I first got it and I wore it, made me feel abundant, made me feel, I don't know, nice, abundant. So as I put it on today, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling abundant. Isn't that what it's all about? Change your energy. Change your energy in whatever way works for you. Okay, middle of the deck, I'm hearing this card. Yep. Okay. Answered prayer. So you have to believe. See, your energy is your prayer, right? Your energy is your asking. Your energy is your prayer to that one grand intelligence that's holding this whole planet, this whole collective together. Like, it's like you can't imagine the parts and pieces that have to be moved around. Like a chessboard's nothing. Nothing. 5D chess, forget it. It's like gazillion time chess. Massive. The massive tapestry with all these different threads being woven in different ways and the different colors coming in. This is us. This is the magnificent that is us. And so our intentions, our energies, our thoughts, they're our prayers. And then you can ask specifically, what do you want to see out there? Also, your belief is your prayer. That's saying, I believe this. I believe it's possible for everyone to be housed, fed, educated. I believe that. I believe that is a thing that can be done. I don't think there's anything that's stopping us other than the will of the people. And the ones that have been their attention directed away from the possibilities, their attention, so that they're focused on blaming other people for what's going on. Right? Let's put the blame on them. They out there. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's the immigrants' fault. It's the certain religion's fault. It's a cultural. It's everyone's fault, but mine. It's a pile of you know what. It's a pile of you know what. So they are having that reflected back. That's social media. That's always reflected back to them. That attitude is reflected back to them. Some can be kind of wobbly and middly about it, and might given facts, not opinions, facts, might go, oh, not the ones that did the post, but the ones reading the post. And that's who when I choose to involve myself in that, I'm not going for the guy or woman that wrote the post. I'm going for the people reading the post. Here's the fact. Here's the fact. If the liberals are responsible for beef prices, give me a break. No, it's not. I don't say that. I go, why is beef expensive in Canada? Drought. Herds are smaller. Drought. Which means the stuff that feeds the cows is more expensive. It's easy. It's easy. It's economics. It's climate change. Oh no, it's climate change. So if you just want to point your finger and blame something at someone, step back and ask yourself, is that actually true? Right? Is that actually true? And then go about doing what you need to do to make your life better. Used to be steaks were like a once in a blue moon kind of treat. That wasn't a given that we got to have a steak every week. That was like a treat. Can't blame the immigrants. A lot of them are vegetarian. They're not big beef eaters. Cows are sacred in India. So, I mean, there's eat less meat. Eat more veggies. We've always been told that. Eat your veggies. Anyway, I'm digressing. Forgive me. And I'm asking for one card to just kind of pull this all together, please, guys. Because they're laughing because, yeah, I was digressing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm not totally sorry. So, bottom card. The very bottom. Yeah. Power. So, whether you can see that power. You have the power. Not a great card. You have the power. No one else has the power. You have the power. Power to the people. We have the power. So you sit back and feel that you're powerless? No. Ask a toddler throwing a temper tantrum how powerless they are. You might feel a little bit, but boy, the world comes rushing in to try, or let's take it back to a year. Like the world comes rushing in to try and stop that crying and that temper tantrum. Feeling powerless is a learned response. It's a response to your environment, perhaps from when you were a child. It's also a learned response because there are, I'm going to say it, advertisers, businesses, government, that want you to feel powerless, that want you to feel that they have the answers to everything. They have the answers to your health. They have the answers to your fitness. They have the answers to your finances. And in some ways they do. But you're not powerless in this. And that's the message. That's it. That's the message in all of this. You are not powerless. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your power. Get informed. See what you can do to change things. Because you got it in you. You wouldn't be watching this if you didn't think it was a possibility. What else is possible, folks? Okay, that is it for Saturday, June 7th. We covered a lot, or I covered a lot. They did. And we're heading into half an hour, and I'm good with that. So go for your joy and have a marvelous, super fantastic day. Bye.